Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mashandra Gray. I am going to discuss transportation within the state of Texas and within the district that I currently work for. In this discussion, we were asked to research the state and district requirements for transporting students. I know that for the state, what I looked up, and I'm going to be reading this because I want to make sure that I cover everything. It's asking for the first prompt: research the state and district requirements for transporting students and discuss state and district requirements for providing transportation to students to and from and other school-related activities. I know that Duncanville ISD, after talking to our transportation manager, we do follow what the state of Texas has in place. There are a few things that we don't have, that we don't comply with, I guess I should say, that are optional. One of the things that we do comply, that the state does, is that we provide transportation for all of our students. So we do have transportation for our students who are not disabled, and we do have student transportation for disabled students. We also have transportation after school, which we call a second bus run, for our students who stay for after school tutoring. We also if a student in our district goes to what we call DAEP, which is the AEP placement for students who misbehave, they do not have transportation in our district for those students. We, require those students' parents to either drop them off, they have to walk, but they have to provide their own transportation. We do offer transportation to field trips, to activities such as athletic events and things like that. Here in our district, we do have a portal where we have to go in and we have to select our times. We have to select our dates for the time that we're needing our buses. And we do have a time frame between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. because the time frame for our school start and end time, we have to make sure that our students are leaving after that time and that they are arriving back well within the time to catch their bus home. We do receive funding here for our transportation services. That is something that the state requires. There's an allotment in our budget that requires us to use those funds specifically for the routes, special services that we may have, any CTE services that we may have to and from. We do have CTE on our campus, of course, most schools do. And if we were to transport those students to different events, or even if we didn't have on-site, like a site-based, what would I call it, program off campus, like automotive, they would have to go to an automotive, like they could go to Dallas College here in Dallas. So if they're doing dual credit, they can be transported to Mountain View or a Dallas College program using those funds, because we want to make sure that we're utilizing those funds as well. We talk about in our district manual for fees for providing transportation. We do not charge fees for I'm so sorry, guys, for transportation. In our district, everything is free. So we do not charge any student. They have to stay within a 2-mile radius of the district or the school that they attend. We are open district. So if a student lives outside of the district, they are not able to catch that bus, but we do provide transportation that is free for students who are within the radius of the 2-mile. When we talk about seatbelts and safety, we do comply with what the state says. The state does say that we have to, under all circumstances, ensure that buses have and are operating with the safety belts. So we want to make sure that that is something that our buses have. Talk about the legal requirements for becoming a bus driver, making sure they have their CDL license, ensuring that they keep that regularly updated, making sure that they participate in passing their 20 hours of their Texas school bus driver certification classes. They have to be CPR certified. And then we want to make sure that they are taking those classes every 3 years, and there's an 8-hour course that they have to take. So those things are in place here in our district to make sure that bus drivers are in compliance with our district as well as what the state requires. And then just lastly, we want to make sure that our expectations are posted on our buses here in our district. So when it comes to safety, when it comes to evacuation, when it comes to how to act on the bus, what their do's and don'ts are, we do have that posted on the front of our buses. That is something that we do go over at the beginning of the year in our class meetings about when students ride buses. We want to make sure that we ensure that they know their safety protocols. And I think that's about it, guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to respond, and I will talk with you guys soon. Thank you.